You just saw the first time, the first cut of the film. So what do you think? What is it like?
It's different because I don't feel like I'm watching myself. Like I didn't really recognize myself. I was kind of just almost like I was watching someone else, which was a cool experience.
Wow, did it bring memories of the...
It did, like all the memories from the, oops, I just hit the wall. All the memories from the film just flooded back. And I was like laughing at some parts because I was remembering funny incidents that happened on set during filming.
Were you shocked by anything?
Just kind of how it all came together. Like because when we were filming, we would film different scenes from throughout the movie each day. So just to see it all come together was really cool.
So do you want to make more movies?
Yes.
Why?
Because the experience was something that you can never get from anything other than making movies.
Like what? Describe the experience. What do you mean?
Like just being on set, being in that atmosphere with the cameraman and just everything happening at once. And then the moment they say action, you just have to be in it and ready.
In the moment?
In the moment.
And what do you think of this character, of this Casey? Tell us about Casey, this character, this role you were playing.
Well, when I first read the script, I read it over and over again, and I remember crying, especially at the part where Samuel died, because I felt so connected to Casey. And I remember in the audition, I felt like Casey, and then I remember when I got it, like the day after, I painted my nails black to be like her, and just, I felt her.
Wow, do you think she is representative of youth of today?
Definitely. I find similarities between her and I. Like, we're both very stubborn. We want what we want, and if someone tells us we can't have it, we're both like we want it.
And now what do you think about the fact that she doesn't know her history? She doesn't know, what the Holocaust was and...
Well, I knew what the Holocaust was because I just started reading a book about it, but I hadn't really, like Jews, I, like Casey, hadn't really known about them. So during the film, the writer Gina, she would coach me on Jews, and I hadn't even heard of it. So I thought that was pretty cool.
So do you think a lot of kids today of your age don't know their history? They don't know what the Holocaust was?
No, I think my school I went to last year, we read a book called The Hiding Place by Corrie ten Boom about the Holocaust and a family hiding in the walls of their home. I just feel like schools should teach more about the Holocaust.
Do you think that there is the possibility that there's like a Holocaust happening again in our world? I mean, we live in very complicated, troubled time. What do you think as someone of your age, seeing what's going on in the world today?
I believe it's possible, but I hope that it doesn't happen again, or that nothing close to it happens.
And what do you think about young and old communicating together? Because this film is about two generations, in a way, three generations. Like, was it easy for you to relate to this 80-year-old guy or 90-year-old guy? I mean, what was that like?
Well, I think because Ed and I had good chemistry offset, he made it so easy just to because we already had the chemistry from before. So when we go into the scenes, it was like I was just talking to him. And I think it's really beautiful how he kind of took Casey in and helped her and guided her and saved her life.
So what was how did you develop the chemistry with Ed? What kind of jokes did you do? What did you guys do that this chemistry?
Well, I remember when we first met, I was teaching him about iPhones and just a funny thing where he didn't know what it was, and I was trying to explain it to him, just the different generations. I thought was really cool. He didn't grow up with any technology. I grew up with technology, so we were just talking about that a lot, and that's kind of what started our connection.
Wow, that's so cool. What was it like working with this Polish director?
I love you, Rafal, so it's been really fun working on this film with you. And also, what I love about this is we had so many different cultures on set. You're Polish, we had Helga, who's German. We had Mattia, who's Italian. So just all the different accents and all the different cultures on set, I thought was really cool.
Was it hard? Like, were you working long hours?
No, everything went by so quickly for me. I mean, some days it was very long because we did so many scenes and it was kind of emotionally draining, like some of the days where I had to do my crying scenes, but the whole experience just went by so fast.
Yeah, now you have an uncle who had who was a Holocaust survivor?
Yes, I did. My
Yes.
Uncle Jean. So when he was little, he was in France, Paris, and he was he was a messenger. So to the different families hiding with nuns, he would like transfer messages back and forth on his bike, and he actually wrote a book about it. He passed away, I think about 2 or 3 years ago. 1 year ago. But I didn't really know about his book or his history until after he was deceased. So I'd never known.
So what are the themes in the story that are important to you?
I'd say love, family, compassion, and forgiveness.
Can you explain?
Well, I mean love because Samuel and Casey loved each other at the end of the film. Family because Samuel and Casey became family. I'd say compassion. Samuel was so compassionate to Casey. You know, when he saw the swastika on her back, he still took her in and taught her how to be a good person. And forgiveness because Samuel forgave Casey for wearing the swastika on her back. Ed, who, you know, was a Holocaust survivor, sees the swastika on Casey, and immediately he wants her out of the, you know, kicked out of the graveyard. I mean, she was sleeping with the swastika, but the memory of his wife, she told him to learn not to hate. So he ended up starting to love Casey, and he overcame it, and it taught Samuel as well as Casey.
How about themes of forgiveness and family? Talk about that.
Well, I thought it was beautiful how Samuel took in Casey and they became family. And Samuel's forgiveness to Casey, he'd never realized when he first met her that she didn't know what swastika meant. That it was, you know, hatred to all Jews. And when he started meeting with her and met her, he realized that she didn't know, and he forgave her. I say hatred is one because Casey hates everything. Before she meets Samuel, hates her family, hates school, hates the world. I say love because Samuel and Casey Casey learned to love Samuel, and Samuel learned to love Casey. And compassion because Samuel, I mean, his compassion for Casey was amazing, how he just took her in and felt bad for her and cared for her, and they ended up, you know, as family. I think this film is important because especially in today's world with everything that's going on, I think it can just bring light and, you know, something for people to watch, and it'll make them feel good about themselves and want to help others.